So one thing at a time, people asked me to take a look at this thing that Twitch posted. A note on our work to combat viewbotting from CEO Dan Clancy. So I want to go ahead and preface, before I even read this, I see a lot of people commenting on viewbotting, on streaming as a whole, actually. I see a lot of people comment on this, streamers, and most people have no idea what the hell they're talking about, like on an industry level. Most streamers just completely miss the mark. A lot of times people just kind of get lucky and they'll end up being big streamers, and because they have a lot of viewers, people treat them as like experts on the subject, but in reality, like they're just kind of lucky. Almost no big streamer will ever admit that. You have to be prepared and you have to be ready and you have to be good at what you do, yes, but it's all a product of like that, but getting lucky. In order to even have an opportunity to make something of all those skills, quote, is you have to get lucky. For me, even, like I was the classic WoW guy. Why? Because it was kind of like a game of King of the Hill where everybody just like beat the shit out of each other. And then I just kind of was like fun guy who wasn't like the min-maxer, super like hyper elitist player. Like I played my class and like, I really try-harded my class. Yes, I wasn't like the hyper elitist type of person, so people kind of were drawn to that in the private server community. And then the Classic got announced and it was just right place, right time. That's really what it comes down to. It's not a streamer only problem. Lots of people ignore the role of luck played in their success and act like anyone who can't do it is just lazy or dumb. Yeah, 100%. So like you can be good at what you do, but if you don't get lucky, you don't get a chance to even show that you're good at what you do. So anyway, a note on our work to combat viewbotting from CEO Dan Clancy. There's been a lot of discussion recently about viewbotting on Twitch, and I wanted to share an update on our enforcement efforts. Viewbotting is bad for business. We don't benefit from it, and we believe it harms the creator ecosystem overall. This is true. However, effectively combating viewbotting is challenging as we deploy updates to our real-time detection algorithms. Viewbotting companies quickly respond with updates to avoid detection. Also, our detection systems must be precise to ensure that legitimate viewers are appropriately counted. Today, we're introducing a new enforcement type that we plan to roll out over the next few weeks. For channels identified as persistently viewbotting, we'll apply a cap to the streamer's CCV for a fixed period of time on all of the Twitch services. The cap will be based upon historical data regarding that creator's non-viewbotted traffic. Repeated violations will result in longer penalties. Streamers will be notified when an enforcement is applied, along with the duration of the penalty, and can appeal through the appeals portal. While streamers will be notified, we will not make a follow-on announcement when we will begin issuing these enforcements, and will not publicly share details about when and where these enforcements are applied. Unfortunately, providing details simply makes it easier for companies to work around our interventions. We believe this approach will help us make meaningful progress against viewbotting. We will continue refining our systems and expand when we apply these enforcements over time. Dan Clancy. So here's the thing. There's a few different parts to this. So first one, right, in the first paragraph, I mean, obviously they talk about how bad it is for the business, right? How bad it is for like the industry of live streaming. So many big streamers suddenly took an impromptu vacation last time they were going to ban Viewbots. They definitely shouldn't announce it and give them a heads up. Well, I'm one of the people in my heart that is, I'm a paladin, okay? I'm a paladin in video games. I'm a paladin in real life. And specifically, I'm a retribution paladin. I'm a vengeance paladin, okay? And I will treat people however, whatever energy people give me, I will give it back to them tenfold. If people are nice to me, I am a gracious, generous, I will be 10 times as nice to you. But fool me once, I will destroy your entire family lineage. And I will leave nothing but ashes in its wake. I think that's a fair compromise, okay? That's just part of being a paladin. Joking aside, so there's a part of me that really just wants to just lay waste and just let the chaos ensue and be like, yeah, this guy's botting, that guy's botting, freaking throw him to the wolves, right? Put him in the pillory, right? Throw tomatoes at him, all that, right? But there's a few problems with this. There's a logical problem with this. The more you make public that somebody got caught botting, the easier it is for the bot services and the bots or whatever. It's easier for them to figure out, hey, they figured us out. We have to find out a new method of botting. So my opinion has changed. I used to feel really strongly the other way, but now I'm like, man, I almost feel like you just shouldn't say anything. However, they say viewbotting is bad for our business and we don't benefit from it. I think a lot of people would disagree with this statement, but Twitch is technically right. Remember like last year, a lot of people were talking about how their revenue tanked and they're like, oh, they make no ad revenue on Twitch. And to be fair, ad revenue did go down a little bit. But like we're talking about some people getting like a fourth of the revenue they were getting during like COVID or something. I don't remember it, but like a bunch of people, a bunch of very big streamers were talking about this. Like, oh yeah, my revenue is like 1/4 of what it used to be. So that's because whenever ads are served on the platform, it's considered to be invalid traffic. So they send an ad out and like if I hit the ad button right now, actually, let's test this. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the ad button. I'm gonna do a 30-second ad. And I want everybody to type in chat what you got an ad for, okay? Let me do a 30-second ad manually, ready? Because not everybody in chat will get the same ad. If you are subbed or you have turbo, you will not get an ad. But if you do not have turbo, and if you are not subbed and you're not using ad block, type in chat what ad you got or if you didn't get an ad, okay? 30-second ad starting now. Rhino pills, Koreans dancing, Domino's one topping pizza, Rogaine, Trevago. Okay, and the ad just ended. So not even everybody in the chat got an ad. So the reason why not everybody in the chat got an ad, there's a few reasons for this. One, it has to do with your location. It has to do with where you live. People in different countries will get served different ads. Geographically, you will get served different ads because certain ads are targeted towards certain places. And if you have like, let's say a VPN, you're watching through a VPN, or let's say you live somewhere else, then you might get some different type of ads. And then some countries altogether just don't get ads, right? The thing is with these ads, they go out to the viewer and then some viewers get ads, some viewers do not. So this is actually like a big, this is like an iceberg, right? There's a big can of worms in this whole process because Twitch can't just like pull ads out of their ass. And I don't think there's any relation with Twitch ads and Google AdSense. So Google AdSense has this like big vat of ads they can pull from that a lot of people, because like Google basically runs like half the internet. So they have this big vat of ads they can pull from and people are paying for ad space and there's always ads on YouTube. But on Twitch sales needs to actually go out and sell ads. Twitch, the company, needs to go out and sell ads. They need to go to companies and be like, hey, State Farm, we're gonna sell you this ad package where we'll run ads on Twitch and then we'll do like specific activations. We're gonna do like a Twitch Rivals event presented by State Farm. We'll do 4 of them this year. There's like a whole thing, right? If there's no ads to be served, then you are just not gonna get an ad. The reason for this, if I were to set it to maxed out 22 minutes of ads an hour, there's a lot of streamers that do this, by the way. Man, I don't remember who we were talking to, but it was like a lot of the W community was doing this, just 22 minutes of ads an hour. And I was like, what the hell? How do people watch? This was a few years ago. The thing is that you're not actually pushing 22 minutes of ads an hour. That's what it's set to, but it's just sending as many as it possibly can, but that's an insane amount of ads. So what this is now considered invalid traffic. When it sends this out and there's no ads served, it comes back and then you get this sort of relay that is like, hey, there's 1,000 viewers here, but there's 600 ads served. Okay. And now the ads served because it's like, well, we served ad to this many viewers in America, this many viewers in Canada, this many viewers in France, this many viewers in Germany. Hey, this viewers in Ukraine, there's not an ad for them. Hey, this viewers in Sweden, there's not an ad for them. So they don't get served an ad, right? Like Melkin said, he barely gets ads. Now, where am I going with this? There's also some of it is like, hey, this went nowhere. This is now invalid traffic. What is invalid traffic? It says, hey, this ad didn't go anywhere.
Esfand brain.
That number that they get back, that's like the invalid traffic. You can basically take that number and it's not as simple as this, okay? It is not as simple as this, but they take that number and you can subtract it from the full view count and it's like, hey, this could be bots, but it's not 100%, okay? Now, it's not a coincidence. Some channels have a very high rate of invalid traffic, and these same channels that have a very high rate of invalid traffic are also viewbotting. What about lurkers? Folks that never type anything, just listen on the second tab. There's a lot of people that think like Twitch isn't counting lurkers as viewers. It's not that. And I do think the way that Twitch counts live viewers definitely broke or changed over the years, because they said they were making some changes. And it kind of sucks. For me, they said they were making some changes, and like the same time they said they were making some changes, like I got nuked. And I'm like, look, I know damn well I'm not getting botted, because I know the rates, I know the traffic of whenever I do a sponsor, it blows, like percentage wise, I blow everybody out of the water, out of my friends, all of them. It's super, super good. I even talked to Twitch about it specifically, and they said I had one of the lowest rates of invalid traffic out of all the channels they were testing. Because I was like, what the hell is going on here? Aren't most viewers lurkers? Yeah, most viewers are lurkers. You might not even have like 10% of your chat chatting. I haven't even looked at this in forever. Let me go to my stream summary from yesterday and let me show you this. So people say like Twitch isn't counting lurkers. So this is my stream from yesterday, okay? Look at this. The amount of unique viewers I had 41,000 unique viewers on yesterday's stream. And then I had 1,149 unique chatters. So think about how few people are actually typing in chat whenever they watch a stream. Lurkers are people that are not typing in chat. A lot of people try and use chatting as a metric of,
I am usually watching while at work, so I can't type in any chat. So Twitch doesn't count me being a lurker, lol.
well, no, that's what a lurker is. But yeah, thank you, Dias. Thank you, man. We are the elites that type in chat. True. Yeah, that's why I'm always like, hey, when you come to stream, like just say hi in chat. Be like, hey, Esfand. Yo, at me with a hey, at me with a smile, at me with a tryhard. Very few people that are actually watching a stream are gonna type in chat. Why? I don't know. That's just the way it is. Like, different people watch and consume content differently. Some people just like to throw it on their screen and do whatever. They put it on their second monitor. Some people are main monitor and they're just freaking typing omega lol tryhard, freaking wide people happy people wave. And then other people just, you know, they whatever, right? Some people aren't even logged in. 2 to 3% of people watching a stream are gonna type in chat. You know, and that's fine. So when we talk about this invalid traffic, the number that Twitch sells, okay, and why it's like we don't benefit from it, the number that Twitch sells to these advertisers, they say, hey, these are your ads that are being served, not, hey, this is the amount of viewers on the website. That's why they say they don't benefit from it. Now, on the flip side, the individual streamers in the frickin' economy of clout farming, notoriety, you know, who's who, who's what, attention economy, whatever you want to call it, right? For the individual streamers that are viewbotting, it is like a confirmation bias of if you have a lot of viewers, then your content is good. So what ends up happening is people get to the top and then they viewbot to stay at the top so that people keep thinking that their content is good. So then people keep coming back. Even though Twitch individually doesn't benefit from it, inevitably you're going to churn the bottom of the barrel and some people are gonna fall off and get bored and then, you know, new people will come in, whatever, right? But the content is the content. Like, how many times have you clicked into a stream that has more viewers than normal and you're like, what the hell's going on here? The goal as a streamer years ago was like, if you were a 10K Andy, literally anything can happen, because if you have 10K viewers, you're like at the top of the website. Anything can happen. Like, it's easier to become a 20K Andy if you're already a 10K Andy than it is to go from being like a 1K streamer to a 10K streamer, if that makes sense. The reason for that is just because they'll be higher up in every section. They'll be at the top of the follower list. That's another thing. So like, if you don't viewbot, then what ends up happening is like, you'll follow a bunch of these streamers and then some people don't have notifications on. Like, some people might see me live or anybody live and they'll be like, oh yeah, like I like Esfand, Esfand's great. But if they don't see me in the follower list, then they're not even gonna know that I'm live because they don't have the notifications on. Or maybe they don't have the Esfand updates extension. On Google Chrome or Firefox, they don't have Esfand updates installed. That's literally me, but I saw your YouTube videos. I've been looking out for the streams. Yeah, the people that haven't been viewbotting have been getting basically insanely like cooked, because you have these new streamers come in. A lot of the new streamers have been viewbotting. So then a lot of the natural growth on the website gets lost to people that are viewbotting over them. That's why there's a lot of like old school streamers that are, I mean, obviously everybody's gonna be anti-viewbotting, but there's like a very like, just like vitriolic hate towards the viewbotting from a lot of people from like my generation and earlier, because we know how this works and it's like, it feels like you've been cheated. And it feels like it's like not even worth going live to some people. Now, it's kind of childish and stupid to some degree, but it's kind of not, because the proof is in the pudding. Finally, they're going after viewbotters. I mean, they should, right? So now what they're saying is they're going to end up capping people's CCV whenever they notice that they have a lot. It's probably what I'm assuming. If they notice that you have a lot of invalid traffic, they're probably going to start capping your CCV, and you'll start seeing these people that have been viewbotting get their CCV lowered. Now, and that's what they said in the second paragraph here. But here's something that I want to talk about. I'm going to semi-debunk stuff that a lot of other people bring up often, okay? If you look up some streams, so there's an extension on Google Chrome that you can use that's like an enhanced Twitch something or another that shows you next to the view count how many chatters are in that stream, how many chatters are in the chat. A lot of people keep using chat lists as like a metric of it's not counting lurkers. The way chat lists are like aggregated and brought together and all kinds of stuff. So let me show this. It's not real time. It's not 100%. So if I go and I take a look, let's take a look at my own stream. And if I click on community tab and it looks at moderators, looks at broadcasters, viewers, whatever. So you're gonna see a lot of these names in here, okay? But not a lot of the names that are in here are actually watching the stream, okay? Some of them are not actually watching the stream. And also this is not updated in real time. Let's say if Belofo, right? If Belofo leaves the stream right now, this won't immediately take him out. If you have chat open in some way, it's gonna show you as logged into chat. Now, if you have a lot of Chatterino viewers, like me, like for example, I have this pop-out chat up right now. So I'm logged into the chat, but I don't have my stream open. So I'm not a viewer of my own stream, but I'm in my own chat. So I use this program, it's called Chatterino. Okay, Chatterino is like a popular like Twitch power user program, but this is like the main way that I read chat. If you're logged into Chatterino, it's gonna show you as logged in, but I might not be watching the stream. Now, if it turns red, it's like, oh, he's live, right click. I can go open stream in browser, I can open in Streamlink. Oh, I guess I don't have Streamlink installed, but I used to have Streamlink and you could watch it in VLC, but I stopped doing that because anytime it ran an ad, it like killed the feed. But if you watch it in VLC, it was like way better. Open stream in browser, and then yeah, this is oftentimes how I watch streams. I open them up in Chatterino and I do this. To kind of tie that back to what I was talking about originally. So this will show like how many chatters I have and how many viewers I have. So a lot of people use this as a metric of if you have more viewers than you have chatters, that you're viewbotting. And you'll see this with a lot of streams. Now, it's not as simple as that. Like you'll see a lot of streamers talk about this. Like there's other ways that people are actually like watching a stream, but they might not be logged into chat. 80% was the normal average before. Yeah, mine has always been like over 100. I remember I was doing Cornwood, GTA RP, and I was like it was like 102% or like 97%. So my ratio has always been insane. I don't know why, no idea. This guy also explains it really well. Is this Devin Nash? Okay. I was not Devin Nash. I mean, it could be. He's wearing a suit. I mean, you don't see his face, but it's probably not Devin Nash. So anyway, like you'll see this with a lot of people. Now, if there is an egregious number of difference, then yeah, maybe there's some degree of botting, right? Typically for me, I have a higher number of chatters than viewers. I don't know why. Like that's a lot of people, but I'm assuming it's just because of Chatterino logins. But if you look at like 303, like chances are he's probably getting botted a little bit. Like that is an egregious number. Probably has front page. So like there's probably some degree of like embedded or maybe front page would give you this too, by the way, because front page wouldn't log you into their chat. So he probably has like, I would say probably 10K from front page. He might have like some Riot launcher, like Riot probably put them on the website. So he probably has some like quote botted, but not really botted viewers. But there's also some bots that like log into your chat too to hide it. It's not really botted, like I said. I think this is probably like a degree of embeds. But like a lot of people like myself, Canute is the same way, right? Canute is the same way where he probably has more chatters than he has viewers. Yeah, see, Canute's like me. Wake is always like that too, where Wake has more chatters than he has viewers. Oh, okay, never mind. Usually Wake has more chatters than viewers. I don't know, maybe got like a raid or something. Tyler won. Yeah, so it's like, you're gonna get a little bit of differentiation. XQC has like some of these like OG, like longtime streamers. Like you have a lot of people logged into XQC Chatterino, but like XQC, not viewbotting at all, right? Oh, it just went up a ton. Maybe he was running an ad, right? But he's not. See, here's the thing. These numbers don't really mean anything. And that's my point. That was funny timing. But like the point that I was making earlier is that these numbers don't really mean anything because as you get more and more viewers as a streamer, like you're going to have some people that are watching his stream not logged in and they just opened up Twitch and they just found a stream with like 20,000 viewers and they clicked on it. I still think it's funny how every time someone has bots, it's someone botting them as if people just spend money all the time just to make someone's content look better. Dude, I will say this. I think that happens sometimes. Also sometimes somebody goes and they bot somebody to test out their Viewbots. While streamers will be notified, we will not make a follow-on announcement when we will begin issuing these enforcements. We'll not publicly share details about when and where these enforcements are applied. Unfortunately, providing details simply makes it easy for companies to work around our interventions. So this is 100% right. To kind of wrap up the viewbotting talk, there's like a few key things here. Looking at the chatters versus viewers is a thing, don't get me wrong, but it's like there's less stock in it and it's a lot more complicated than that, and more so than even the people that really understand. Like I kind of understand, but more than me, right? Like I understand quite a bit and I know a lot of it and I see the back end of it, like on the industry side, like where the problem really is. To wrap everything up, the real big problem with the viewbotting stuff, it's not only is it like bad for the culture of the website, I think there's a few things that Twitch has really done and really the culture of live streaming in general, like certain things that have happened that have been really, really bad for the advancement of live streaming as like a legitimate media platform. One of these things is like the public sort of perception of live streamers in public, right? The IRL streamers. Okay, a lot of the nuisance streamers, a lot of these clips of streamers being terrible people, like legitimately like horrible people, like the most like the worst type of people you could possibly imagine. I'm a big believer that all streaming services should just, if you're doing something that is just objectively morally wrong, you should be completely deplatformed because you're hurting everybody, right? But these clips get shared and these get tens of thousands of likes. Like you should not, like it is a very much a privilege to be able to live stream and have an opportunity to do this as for like a career, be able to make a living doing this. Yes, like you have to be good at it or whatever. Like there's skill to it and there's a lot of difficulties. There really is. There's like a lot of difficult, people don't really understand. But at the end of the day, any sort of way that you can make income that you are going to enjoy and you're not like doing the absolute worst job in the world, it is a privilege to some degree, and this is one of those things. I think if you're one of those people that are damaging the reputation of other live streamers, other IRL streamers, like IRL streaming now has gotten to the point where it's as difficult as it's ever been. Like the tech has gotten a little bit better, things have gotten cooler, like the quality has gone up, but it's hard to do things because the reputation of IRL streamers, people don't see the good wholesome clips. They don't see people like doing good fun content, like showing off cool places to travel to or like doing nice things. Like that stuff rarely gets shared. The positivity rarely gets shared. What gets pushed into the algorithm is negativity. What gets pushed into the algorithm is some guy going around freaking yelling slurs at people and just being a right? And then what happens is people that don't regularly consume this content and know what's going on, this is what they see. These people only see that, and then that becomes their impression of live streamers. How does that tie into viewbotting? Well, the viewbotting or really the botting in general and the astroturfing of like different clips and different content, it kind of goes hand in hand. Like a lot of these clip accounts, they're getting paid. Like people are getting paid to post clips of people doing terrible things because they know that they're going to get pushed in the algorithm and the people doing them know that they're doing them. So this whole the current meta of content creation right now is really, really sad. It's really pathetic, terrible. People are basically like freaking napalm, astroturfing, terrible clips everywhere that end up going viral. There's like a formula to it. And then on top of that, what do? They end up viewbotting their stream to kind of match this. And then whenever you do, they go hand in hand and then they get pushed to the top. And then the next thing you know, these people actually end up making a career out of themselves. Now, I don't know where these people get the money to pay for all this stuff. I don't. Maybe they have like, you know, their parents give them a lot of money. They're just rich and they want to be a streamer. It's like the make a streamer package now. But this is like another one of the things that's just been really bad for the culture of live streaming. The viewbotting, the astroturfing of these terrible clips, the reputation damaging things of IRL streamers. Like me being an IRL streamer, like yeah, I do IRL, I do roleplay, I do sports, I do classic World of Warcraft, right? I do variety. You know, I do all kinds of different things on my stream. I've always been one of those people that really like pushes like the tech and streaming and try and do different things and try and just make good content. Not necessarily good content, because my stream sucks, but I want to have a stream that people feel good about watching. That's really what it comes down to. Seeing so many people do things that hurt that or damage that really sucks in the current meta of content creation. People just saying and doing horrible things. That's why I've been a lot more like, maybe I say try to be. Like I always like doing new things with new people, but I try and be very selective nowadays with like who I'm doing stuff with. At least much more so than I used to be, right? And sometimes you just miss, right? Sometimes you just miss, right? Like I feel like I'll end up making a new friend and then something happens and I'm like, here we go again. But you can't just always not do anything, is what it is. I really hope that this whole like live stream viewbotting situation gets figured out. I think it's really bad. I'd love to talk more about like the industry side of things and stuff going forward. Maybe in like the just chatting portion of my stream at the very beginning, whenever I go live regularly. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. YouTube, Instagram, Discord, Reddit, everything is EsfandTV. You can follow me on Twitter, EsfandTV. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Come watch my streams live. Or you can go check out the VODs on my YouTube channel. If you go to the live section, I multi-stream. I also stream on Kick. Come be a part of the community. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, turn on notifications, all that stuff. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.